Four, right? One, two, three, four.
Yo guys, what's up? My full name is Farangiz, and my first teacher was Iroda, Mrs. Iroda.
Hold on, you are talking about band 9, right?
Yeah, only band 9.
How old are you, by the way, right now?
My mom taught me some words in English, like a cloud or a
British, the bottle of water, right?
yeah. I need a bottle of water
I
actually.
have been waiting for this part, you know.
Yeah.
You know what?
We will cut this part. I don't know.
No, it's not going to be. Anyway,
But I also want to be maybe influencer on social media in the future.
when I was here
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
first time, I was surprised.
Another hobby of me is
That's why I watch anime, you know. It's the interesting
yeah,
part.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was speaking, right?
عشان قليلي
Okay,
أنا شكيتها
okay, let's talk about
عشان ما
listening.
سندوز أشتغل بالميدا قنية برادا.
Opa, there we go.
Okay.
Our time is fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, right here, Mr. Azad back here again. As you can see, there is our new guest. Well, what do you think?
I'm really happy to participate in that Level Up podcast. You know, it's kind of a something that I wanted to do it for like days. You know.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I really had a dream to do a
It
podcast
must be your
with
dream.
someone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Farangiz. Well,
I actually miss it. Okay?
Mrs. Oh my God, I'm kidding.
I'm not a mister.
I'm really
Okay.
kidding. So,
I
let's talk
understand.
about you. Who are you? What do you do? And then tell others why you are here, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually a pleasure to talk about myself, you know.
That's very good.
So my full name is Farangiz, and I have been studying at Level Up School for like 4 years, and I have been really into that English stuff. And actually, I have been learning English for like just fun, and then I wanted to make it more serious, and then I wanted to just apply the IELTS exam. And right now I'm preparing, so I'm preparing for that exam, and my exam is soon, very soon.
Oh my gosh,
And
I wish you luck.
and I'm one of the support teachers at here. I really like the atmosphere here actually. So that's it. I have
That's
no
it.
kind
That's
of
all about you.
extra information.
Yeah, Farangiz. So let's talk about your English journey.
Oh yeah.
It's been a 5 years. I cannot really imagine because I had started learning English. It's been like 2 years, maybe 2 years or 3 years, but you have been for so long in that journey.
Yeah, it's 4 years.
So
It's
let's
actually
talk
for a
about
long
your
time.
first journey. How did you start? Who was the one who encouraged you to learn English?
Okay, actually, like I didn't expect to learn English because when I was at beginner school, I wasn't really outstanding in English because I remember we were having a competition like at our class at school, and I made a mistake of like counting the numbers even.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
in the at the beginner school. And then we had this new Level Up study center, and my mom got there for me to to learn English further. And then we started from the numbers actually. And my first teacher was Iroda, Mrs. Iroda. She was like just amazing teacher. Like she was the one who, that seed that interest inside me. So I really really liked English, and I wanted to like talk fluent one day or understand something in English while I'm reading or listening to something. And it was a really pleasure for me to learn it. And then the beginner class lasted like for like 3 or 4 months, like obviously. And then I turned it to elementary, and at all classes I was one of the first ones who always like who was the first who would answer
really?
to all questions because
Okay.
yeah, I and my mom also noticed my talent. Like my teachers also noticed that, and they actually, when I was at the beginner school, beginner level, my teacher would talk about Harvard and such kind of outstanding universities, and I didn't know anything about IELTS at those times, and I even didn't know. And I thought that if I get that IELTS 9 band score, I would be, I would achieve like 100 percent scholarship for Harvard University.
Hold on.
Because I
Now
was
you are
12 years old, you know.
hold on. You are talking about band 9, right?
Yeah, only band 9.
So
Yeah.
let me leave the room. I'm like, I feel like I'm beginner here. I'm like loser. We're talking about
Okay,
band 9, right?
okay. No,
Oh my gosh.
you know, talking about 9 isn't getting 9 actually. I'm just, you know, talking about.
Wow.
But my teachers noticed the potential in me, so they would always encourage me to get
Very
that, you
good.
know, band score. But I was really, you know, 12 years old and I was at beginner like level. But I really, really believed that I could get that. I still believe that.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
why
Why
not?
not?
Like it's
Exactly,
kind of
you're right. So how old are
easy.
you, by the way, right now?
I'm 16 years old
Wow,
now.
there
I
we
said
go,
4 years.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
16 years old,
16.
a girl. He's been talking to me. Oh my, that's very fantastic. So
Yeah,
it's
thank
very
you
good.
very much, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and should I like further my kind of journey,
Don't
English
don't worry.
journey?
I'm going to ask you some questions. So
Yeah, we
now
will
forget
figure
about
out
your
the
English. You know,
Mhm,
now we
yeah.
have been talking English. Forget about English. So let's
Okay.
talk about your childhood. You know, because I don't really have a lot of idea about your childhood. What kind of girl? So let's talk about your childhood.
My childhood, well, it was a really funny childhood because you know, as parents, my dad and mom would always be at work, and I
Mhm.
always was alone with my sister at house, and we would do a lot of crazy stuff. You know, we
Wow.
would like. I even cut the electricity, you know, with like with that skishers, and my parents are still surprised at how I am alive now because I would be
Wow.
dead if that thing
Ah,
would just you know
it's
cause me any harm. It didn't. Thanks God.
yeah.
It's a magic actually to be
That's why
here.
you are speaking something higher, right?
Yeah, something high. It's
Nonsense,
actually a
right?
magic. Oh my God.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
actually a
Interesting.
magic. But you know, it's not always, and we played a lot with my sister. We had all of these toys, all of the dolls. So my
Uh-huh.
childhood was like a usual child, you know. I wasn't kind of a genius or something extraordinary when I was a child.
Mhm.
But you know, when I was 6 years old, my mom taught me some words in English, like a cloud or a river, you know, or a sign. So I would always like say that words again and again to, you know, bear them in my mind. And then after that, you know,
Interesting.
yeah, my mom taught me, and I was kind of little bit interested in English that too, but I never had an idea about kind of being a fluent in English, you know. Who
Yeah.
does actually?
Exactly. It's
Six
something else.
years
You're
old.
right.
Yeah,
6
yeah.
years old.
But yeah, I
Wow.
knew that I had a kind of love towards learning something new actually, because I had a very kind of like it's a joy, you know, towards English and learning stuff, because it was not only English. My dad also taught me Russian through, you know, cartoons, and kind of I always watched them like from the beginning to the end. I would understand it like 400%.
Wow. 100%.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
Russian as well.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
Russian as well,
man.
by the way. I'm almost fluent at Russian too, by the way.
Very good. It's very good.
And I learned it from only cartoons and movies. I didn't have kind of extra classes. I had actually for 1 year at Level Up Language School for just grammar lessons, and
Uh-huh.
it was kind of tough, the grammar itself. If there are any like students who are studying Sefer for Russian, they know what I mean, because the grammar is really hard, but speaking it is just the easy if you know it, you know.
It's enjoyable,
So
right?
yeah, so I had a talent kind of towards languages from my very childhood, and my family was also very educative people. My dad and my mother and my uncles too are really you know, professionals. Yeah, they are actually professionals, and my grandparents too, actually they were teachers at school. So kind of I had a really supportive and educative kind of atmosphere at my house. So it was really hard for me to go into the vibe of, you know, studying and
Exactly.
learning
Wow.
stuff. So yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you have been talking about your uncles. You know, who are they? To be honest, I don't know.
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
let's tell the truth, right?
Yeah. Okay, my uncles actually are, I would say, almost native speakers. like my Sherzad uncle and Muhammad uncle too. They were in Japan for 7 years, and they
Mm-hmm.
are fluent in Japanese language too. And
Mm-hmm.
they are also they have lived in America too for several years. And then they have amazing
Wow.
that like American accent.
Wow.
If you notice, we also both have kind of American
Exactly.
accent,
Yeah.
and we gravitate towards more American accent rather than
Absolutely. You're right.
British, or
British.
anything else.
British. The
Yeah,
bottle of water, right?
yeah. I need a bottle of water actually here.
Wow. That's very good. That's very good.
And they are the kind of they are the founders of the Level Up Study
That's
Center
the
in
important part,
Kitab.
right?
And he was actually waiting for that, right?
Yeah. I have been waiting for this part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what
It's
I
very
mean.
good. It's
So
very
yeah,
good.
they are the founders of this study center.
Yeah.
So
I'm really
thanks
curious.
to them, they are a very very biggest contributors of me being like fluent in all languages that
All
I
languages,
have
right?
been learning, like including English, Russian, Arabic, and a little bit Korean too.
What about
So yeah,
Japanese?
Japanese, ohayou gozaimasu.
That's it. That's it, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's like
oh
I
my
like
gosh,
it
I
too
love
because
Japanese as well,
yeah,
but I don't really have an
enemies,
opportunity to learn.
yeah.
But I want to learn. Is I'm a not little, but I am a big fan of anime.
Yeah,
I
I know.
have
You
been
are the
watching.
biggest actually.
I have been
You
dying
are very
for. Yeah, oh my
patient.
god,
Yeah, I
you're not
know.
able to imagine
Biggest
how I
fan.
love them.
You even have such kind of stickers on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
on your,
Well, I forgot them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I always carried them, but now I don't have. But
Yeah.
you're right. The Japanese, I love it, and I want to
Yeah,
learn the
actually.
language itself because I have been watching animes in English, but I feel like they're not real.
Yeah,
They're
but
not
what about
real.
subtitles in Japan? You watched them also,
No,
right?
not really, not really.
Ah,
I don't really want
yeah,
to
I
mix the
got you.
language
I
right
got
now.
you.
My focus only on English right now. I don't have to focus other languages,
Yeah,
but one
yeah, I
day,
got you.
that's a promise. You
Yeah.
should remember, keep in your mind.
Oh,
I am
okay.
going to
They
I
are
am
also
going
going
to
to
learn
do
the
that.
Japanese as well. So
Yeah,
let's talk
inshallah.
about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are gonna be really good, student in Japanese too, because
Really,
you are
you
a
sure?
really big fan. Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
hundred
Yeah.
percent sure. Yeah, and you will teach me some words too, but not such kind of dan or things like that as you usually do.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. You
Yeah.
got it.
We will cut this part. I don't know.
No, no, it's not. It's not going to be. Anyway, so it's very interesting. Let's talk about your future little.
Oh, my
What?
future.
Okay, now you are still at school.
Yeah,
It's
at
very
high school.
good.
By the way, at the 10th class, I forgot
Uh-huh.
actually to
Yeah, it
mention
doesn't
that.
matter. It doesn't matter. So,
Hmm.
what about your
Age doesn't
future
matter.
plans? Do you have some future plans? Are you gonna study in Uzbekistan or, well, the interesting part is coming, right?
Yeah, a
What do you
very
think?
interesting part. I
Let's
don't
talk.
know, when it comes to future things, like
Mhm.
future is something that isn't obvious because like
Exactly.
I may have some plans, but the God's plans can go beyond, my plans. I know that very well. Well, since I have been learning English, I have no any fear, but my future goal is to be like professional teacher in
Mhm.
English language,
Mhm.
as well as a little bit in Arabic and some maybe Korean languages too. So my future is like that. I haven't planned the
Mhm.
exact university or the exact place that I want to study, but I exactly know where I'm going, and that's the most important part.
Yeah.
So, and teaching job is doesn't satisfies me a lot. I mean, doesn't satisfy me a lot. Like just this, like the English itself. I mean,
Mhm.
the
I
teaching
got it. Yeah.
itself. But I also want to be maybe influencer on social
Wow.
media in the future, like on Instagram and on YouTube too.
You got it.
Yeah, I look at my
You got it.
circumstance, when it comes to studying abroad or in Uzbekistan. Well, I don't know really. I mean,
Mhm.
I just don't want to apply to just governmental universities in Uzbekistan because I know their kind of atmosphere and the circumstances. I actually been, to be honest, don't want to study at school now because the atmosphere, but I like it, but it's the kind of the bigger version of school. So I rather would like try something that I can get extra. For example, if I go to abroad, then I will
Mhm.
have a lot of opportunities to face the new culture actually. But if I would say abroad, then my like vision would be in Korea. I guess like
In
most of the
Korea, right?
students in like Uzbekistan, because it's kind of safe country and it's one of the dreams of like girls too. But I'm
Oh.
not for the kind of fun of any kind of groups or you know K-pops, you know. No, 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 really. I like Blackpink, but
Oh
I really
man, really?
like them. Yeah,
Now
but
you're
not
talking
the.
about Blackpink, BTS stuff, right?
I actually haven't got any information about BTS. I
Good
haven't
for
been
you.
interested in that,
It's
but
very good.
I like the girls. They are really pretty, you
Oh,
know.
really? I have no
Yeah,
idea. I
and
have never watched them.
my biggest kind of it would be kind of crazy to you guys, but my biggest kind of dream about Korea is their makeup stuff. Actually,
Good, good, good,
yeah,
good.
you know,
Yeah, no
and,
excuses. Go
yeah,
on. It's your
kind of
podcast. Now
yeah,
you are here. Just
skincare
talk.
products. I really like them. Like girls know it very well.
Mm-hmm.
Their skincare products are second to none. Actually,
That's
they
very
are the
good.
really best. But also the education in Korea is really good too. I have been watching actually several videos on YouTube and like Instagram about the lives of those who are studying in Korea, like from
Mm-hmm.
Uzbekistan, and they live actually both live a mix of hardship and kind of joy because it's a total new culture. You know, I have
Exactly.
been in English like culture for like 3 years because if you learn some language you are not only engaged in the language itself, but you also are really into the culture of that language, especially the American. And it's not something new to me, but
Mm-hmm.
the Korean language is the real something new to me, you know. It's going to be a really good adventure to me. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I will look at my like degree, like my circumstances and
Mm-hmm.
my future plans. So
Mm-hmm.
I will apply whether to Korean university or the some kind of universities, best universities like Westminster, Singapore University, or Webster universities in Uzbekistan, but not the governmental one,
Mm-hmm.
obviously,
Mm-hmm. That's
because
interesting. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
Well,
just not
yeah, yeah, you
satisfying for
got it.
me.
I'm super happy you have got
Mm.
your own ideas about studying,
Yeah,
about
yeah,
Korea. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. I
yeah,
have
yeah,
been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, but I don't have a lot of ideas like you have got, you
yeah.
know? Really. What are you
No,
really doing?
but I'm really surprised because I thought that you know better than me
I
actually in
know,
this
but
Korean
I'm just
education
being
stuff.
humble around
Yeah,
here. It's your podcast,
yeah, I know.
I know,
You are the
Mama.
host and should be humble,
Wow,
right?
excited.
Yeah,
I should be
Uzbek people
humble.
are really friendly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that,
Oh,
Uzbek?
I'm Uzbek too, right?
Sure.
I actually forget it some seconds and I just
It's very
come
good.
to back,
Uh-huh.
come back.
Uh-huh. Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. I
because you
thought I
make me
was.
feel like I am kind
Oh
of
man, really?
American
I'm
or
happy.
something.
American.
Yeah.
Wow, don't forget your Uzbek.
Yeah, yeah, no. I won't lose my identity wherever I am.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
why
my
you speak only
identity.
English, like I do, right? I also speak only English, and people they criticize me. Oh my gosh, you have been speaking only English.
Yeah, yeah.
I know
He
why.
is actually the one who made this kind of English atmosphere at this level up study center
Uh-huh.
with the founders too.
Uh-huh. Talk
You know,
about
as
this.
well as founders
Okay, let's
too.
talk about this.
How you created the English
Uh-huh. Let's
atmosphere.
talk about this.
I don't know, like every people speaks like he speaks in English to every people he meets, whether he's beginner or elementary, and surprisingly, he understands him. Actually, you know,
Yeah,
every
exactly.
person understands him, and we all like founders and all the stuff and the pupils too like started to talk only in English. There's a kind of a rule at our study center only in English. Like if someone if someone asks us nimaga ingliz tilini o'rganish buncha qiyin, if
Oh my
someone
gosh.
like asks us,
Really?
then we will ask, I don't know, please talk in English. You know,
The
our
perfect
answers would
answer.
be like
Exactly.
that. Yeah, we only want to make it in English. So if you follow us on Instagram and YouTube too, you will notice that. Yeah.
You got it. Yeah, because it's been almost 1 year I have been here. When I was here
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
first time, I was surprised because everyone they were talking only Uzbek.
Yeah.
During the lesson,
Yeah.
I'm telling the truth, man. Don't look at me like this.
But,
Well,
but
yeah, they were like talking Uzbek a lot. Then I was like, so I just want to change something little because step by step, okay, what if I speak English? What's going to happen?
yeah.
In the beginning, it was so interesting. I tried to speak with everyone, with boss, with students, with some, even some, like the newcomers. I just tried and it worked.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, for example, the first word, it was good morning or good afternoon, something like that. For example, whoever sees me, they were like, okay, good afternoon, teacher, how are you doing? That was the first word. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, hey, good afternoon, what's up? And then they have learned this word, what's up? And then, yeah, we just started talking English because I
That
feel
was a
like,
good
yeah,
start, actually.
it's like so interestingly, we know English, like we can speak at least.
Mm.
So why don't we speak? What's the problem? So just talk a lot because I feel like the speaking English and enjoying is like something else.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you said, sometimes
You
I
broke
forget.
the boundary that we
Exactly.
had, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't
yeah.
know. I'm
But
about to break, but still, it's on the
but
process.
2 years ago, actually, when I was at intermediate classes of Shirzad teacher, we had, classes only in English. He
Yeah,
would even explain the vocabulary in English, so he forced us to think in English, like to learn English in English. You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly.
he
Learn
forced
English from
us.
English.
But you
Exactly.
came and then we talk it like in English in outside of the classes too. Why not? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you made kind of atmosphere.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah. I just
thanks to you,
tried.
actually.
It was
Thanks to
it was
you.
so difficult for the first time.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? I wasn't alone. There were a lot of students.
Mm.
You,
Yeah.
Shazadaka, even Muhammad Akka. We were together. We were talking, and then everyone was surprised because just imagine in this study center, call it level up. We should talk English. There is
Yeah.
English atmosphere.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
quote by someone I forgot name, but he says, well, you don't have to live in America. You should create your America in your room
Oh,
or in
yeah.
your
Yeah.
home.
That was the best quote,
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
that
what I
was the
did.
best quote.
That's what I did. But anyway, still, I feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not perfect enough. But doesn't matter. At least we're
Even the
talking.
native speakers are not perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because
It was
because
something else.
their speaking is something between like 7 and like 7.5, not 9, obviously. So
It doesn't have to be nine.
yeah,
Yeah. As
if
long.
we are perfect now, then there's no further way.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Wow.
should go further and further to be perfect,
Hmm.
actually.
I feel
So
like you like challenges, right?
yeah, of course I like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm learning English. It's actually looks like a journey and adventure that
Exactly.
has both
Exactly.
challenging and kind of
Mm-hmm.
enjoyable parts, like the mix of it. That's something that makes it enjoyable, and something smooth, actually.
Exactly. You're right. So let's talk about let me ask you some questions
Mm.
about your hobbies, because okay, forget about IELTS right now,
Yeah,
forget about
yeah.
English right now. Just
Mm-hmm.
talk, right? We're just sitting together, just talk. So, do you have some hobbies? What do you do in your free time? It's interesting for me. I mean,
I
yeah.
The obvious question would be like, I like sleeping when I'm free. Because my hobbies are
Wow.
something that teach me something. It's
Oh,
not like
really?
hobbies. Yeah, for
Wow.
example, reading books is one of my biggest hobbies. I'm a
Uh-huh.
really, really, what was that, bibliophile?
Yeah,
Who
bibliophile or bookworm, right?
bookworm, yeah, bookworm,
Something like
and
that.
something like that, like who like who's really into books and
Uh-huh.
likes books to read
That's
it.
very good.
So I actually read a book whenever I'm bored or kind of feel like out of my education.
Mm-hmm.
I would gravitate towards like books.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bookshelf in my like
Mm-hmm.
in my room, and then I pick all of the interesting ones and favorite ones that I would choose to read every day.
Every
Every
day.
day on the
Wow.
phone, so that I can pick it up really easily. So it's one of my hobbies. But when it comes to other hobbies, I like swimming too, but I do
Mm-hmm.
it for in summer vacations, when we have from school, because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise I have a really busy schedule.
Yeah.
It's filled up with education and education. So in summer days I try to forget it a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
try to focus on my health, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, and one of my and another hobby of me is kind of I really like it is watching YouTube videos. Like it's I guess
Uh-huh.
it's also a hobby, right?
Yeah, it is.
Because it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
it's entertainment. It's something that gives me a lot of joy. Actually, I watch stuff in English, only in English.
It's very
Actually,
good. It's
yeah.
very good.
My
Good for
YouTube
you.
works. Yeah, there are only recommended videos, and
Hmm.
you can't find any Uzbek thing there because I
Wow.
I have created that atmosphere on my YouTube too, as well as my Instagram too. So I have an Instagram account, by the way.
Uh-huh.
My uncle is staring at me, so I'm kind of a little bit nervous.
Yeah, you guys may join later, you know.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but hopefully my dad knows it, so no problem here.
It's very good. It's
Yeah,
very good.
yeah. So and I watch only some woke,
Mm-hmm.
about beauty stuff, So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really into that
Yeah,
makeup
I
and
love it.
kind
Yeah,
of
it's
stuff,
very good.
skincare stuff.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of information, but I don't know why, but I don't do one of them. But in the future, I will
Mm.
try them on one by one. I can be an even influencer on such kind of beauty products when I grow up. When
Mm-hmm.
I have kind of permission from my parents too, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
wish
I'm
you
a
luck.
staff.
I wish you luck.
Mm,
That's it. So
yeah.
I had a question. So what is your favorite book?
Favorite of
The
all, you mean?
favorite one, the best one,
Favorite,
the
the
10 out
best
of
one.
10.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to I know prioritize when it comes to books because I like all of them
Mm-hmm.
because they gives me kind of real kind of different vibes.
Mm.
You know, every single book. For example, when I read some book, it makes me sad for the most of the time, and when I read another, it will makes me laugh. Even I had a situation at school when everybody was really quiet and I was reading my book quietly, and then I accidentally laughed, and and everybody was
Really?
shocked. And my teacher said, maybe you are making maybe you're reading too much books, you should you should make it less, he said.
Uh-huh.
And so,
Uh-huh.
but my favorite, let's down around the bush, okay.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I see. I see. Yeah, I see
Let's,
what you mean. You got it. Okay, we will talk about books later, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, because
but
I am into books as well, you know. Yes.
my favorite one would be, I don't know which one would I choose. Maybe the the productive Muslim book, because
Mm-hmm.
it's about self improvement, and it helps me. Like, actually, when I read books about productivity, it's all about the ideas of the non Muslim people, but actually it was
Mm-hmm.
about all Muslim life. And that was really surprising that we actually English people think about a lot of books. I mean, they produce a lot of books about self improvement, but actually this stuff has already been taught by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Actually, he had a really productive day, and also in the Quran too. Like, God gives us many advice, like much advice, let's say, much advice on being productive, So this book really taught me how to be both productive in both Islamic way
Mm-hmm.
and also on the stuff that we do every day. And I actually realized it that every single act we do, like whether it's sleeping, whether it's eating, caring about our health, our knowledge, is actually ibadah. It's actually worshiping to God. So
Exactly.
that was the best book that I
Wow.
have read so far. So I would give this the first place on the list. Yeah. So
There we
yeah,
go. Very good.
I
Very good.
I I think I have answered your question.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was very good. I'm surprised. So the books, right?
Yeah, the
Exactly.
books.
So what about movies and films? What about this one? What the big topic, right?
Yeah,
Let's
it's
talk about
actually the
this.
fire topic. The topic on the fire. I actually watch a lot of English cartoons rather than movies,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I watch some movies too, but most of their parts I won't
Mm-hmm.
hide. Everybody knows, or something that should be just cut. It's kind of dangerous to watch them in their own version of language. So I try to watch them like as much as short as possible.
Hmm.
But I this is something that really helped me a lot during my English journey. Like it's something that boosted my listening as well as my skills to to think in English, my ability to think in English. And
Interesting.
so I maybe if I count the movies that I have
So let's do
been
it.
watched,
Yeah, let's count.
yeah,
It may be helpful
it's
for others as
yeah,
well.
yeah, it's all I like the I like movies about schools, about teenagers at my
Hmm.
age, so that I can relate to something in that movies. If I cannot relate, it's something that I don't like it. But
Hmm. It's
like
going to be useless,
except
right?
romance, even though I cannot
Hmm.
relate to that, I really like romance movies, like romantic
Wow.
movies
I got it.
on romance
Yeah,
genre.
I know.
You know what I mean, right?
Sure, sure. I see
As
what you mean
usual,
exactly.
as
Yeah.
usual. But I have seen like movies about 6 or 7, maybe. Like it
Hmm.
was TV series actually. It was
Hmm.
not all movie, like 2 hour movie. No, I watched them really rare. But I got one recommendation from Instagram, and I watched it like the summer I turned pretty. Like
Hmm.
it consists of like two series. I can't really remember that, but it was like on 8 to 9 episodes
Hmm.
maybe.
8 to 9
So yeah,
episodes, right?
and also Gilmore Girls. I like it very well. I like it very much. I was gonna say because it's very enjoyable and it's all about the study stuff that
Hmm.
makes it gives me motivation to go further and further, not looking at the challenges because the girl on the Gilmore Girls was it was really hard for her to just adapt the very
Hmm.
atmosphere of the school that was really had high standards on academic stuff. So yeah, and also maybe 7 or 8 movies. Yeah, and
7 or 8
also Emily in
movies.
Paris. It's actually
Uh-huh.
for
Uh-huh.
for pre-intermediate students, but I watched it when I was at pre-intermediate level at the time, and it
Hmm.
helped me a lot.
Exactly.
If you want to watch it, please
You should
just
watch it. That's it.
yeah, you should watch it. Yeah,
That's
by
it, right?
skipping some parts of it.
What do you mean? Ah, oh
I'm
man,
you
I
know
got
it's
it. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
dangerous, but the dangerous part was that I was talking about.
Well, to be honest, I don't really watch American movies. I don't know
They are
why.
dangerous, kind of.
Yeah, dangerous, a
So
little dangerous. If you are like young, you don't have to
mm,
watch. To be honest, it could affect on
yeah.
you. But anyway, that's why I watch anime. That's the interesting
Yeah,
part.
yeah,
I
yeah,
watch
yeah, yeah,
anime
yeah.
and I
So
enjoy.
yeah, of course. So it's really depends on your intentions to why you are watching a movie. If your intention is learning English itself, because on animes it's good too, but the native like American kind of movies are the best ones to actually feel that atmosphere on
Exactly.
yourself.
Yeah.
So I just watch them by skipping some parts. Yeah,
Good.
you should do that too, but
Exactly. Good for
not.
you.
Yeah, but I don't. I try to make the list as much as short possible so that
It was good. It
yeah,
was really good. It was
yeah.
good. It was helpful, and I really hope others they will enjoy as well. Yeah, it was fantastic. So, let's talk about our study center a
Mm-hmm.
little.
Yeah, yeah,
Before we started our podcast, we were talking a lot about our study
yeah. The
center.
changes that we were
We
gonna
yeah,
make. Yeah.
exactly some changes. So let's talk about this little.
Okay. Okay. No
So
problem.
no
That's my
problem,
favorite
right?
topic. Yeah.
So the idea was we have to speak even more with other students as well, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
teach them how to enjoy the beauty of English, because now you can speak English and then your level is pretty good. Just recommend others, and then how did you find this beauty of English? What
Mm,
did you do, and
mm,
when did you feel? Let's talk
mm.
about this little.
How I created that kind of
Exactly.
joyful,
How
like
did
a
you do
kind of
it?
atmosphere
Exactly.
vibes that I
Yes.
do with English, right? Well, it really depends on our interest because of the fact that I am interested in most of the topics of areas. I am interested in cooking stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested in kind of hobbies, swimming, sports, as well as some fashion. I find it really easy to just create such kind of topics and interesting things for myself in only English language because
Mm-hmm.
I asked some students, they asked me how to learn English in a short period of time efficiently, and I asked them what kind of interest do you have? And then they have no answer.
Really?
And can you
Wow.
understand me? They have no interest in any area, but they ask me how to learn it in a simple way. Like, if you are not interested in any hobbies or any kind of topic in the world, and if you don't know what exactly are you interested in, then how do you know you have a talent or something interesting in English, right?
Exactly.
Because English is a
Yeah.
language. It's not something mass that you should learn some formulas. I'm not talking about grammar formulas. You should learn them definitely too, but it's not something about formulas or something chemistry O2 plus hash too. It's not. It's not like
Okay.
that. It's
Okay.
a language. You should just embrace it. It's a new culture, something that helps you to broaden your vision, especially the English language, right?
You're right.
And
Yeah.
from the first year of me, I really knew the value of learning it, actually what kind of opportunities would it give me in the future. So I had motivation to keep me go on the process. And then just I turned these hobbies and this interest into English stuff. As I mentioned earlier, I watched a lot of stuff in fashion sports. The fashion is the best part for me. For the
For
girls,
you, right?
yeah, I know a
Okay.
lot of vocabulary, for example, on the topic of fashion. So where I do learn it from my teachers, well, yeah, they taught me a lot, but the topic based like kind of stuff, I learned it from YouTube, just YouTube.
Exactly.
And my teachers gave me the most motivation to keep to go on. Especially my teacher Shazad. It taught me like how to create an English atmosphere. He always spoke in English at home. It was kind of fun because my grandparents didn't know that language, and he would talk whatever he wants to me. and the,
Uh-huh.
and the spicy part was that they didn't know what he was saying, so we had whatever
Wow.
topic we wanted to.
There we
So it
go.
was
There
kind
we
of
go.
fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Wow.
it
That's
was kind of
fantastic.
fun.
So
Mm.
we have talked about this. Okay. Now I know now that a lot of students they have been working on themselves in terms of IELTS. So let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about IELTS little.
Mm.
Just give some feedback for each section,
Mm.
little by little.
Mm.
That's it.
Okay, okay.
What do you think about listening,
Uh,
reading, writing, speaking? Just
Yeah,
tell us a
okay.
little about it.
I guess all the four parts are interconnected. In every languages, like in every language, they have four skills like reading, listening, and reading. What was I saying? Writing and
Speaking, right?
عشان كاتقلالي.
Yeah,
أنا
okay.
شكيتها.
Okay, it's not a problem. It's not a
شكيتها.
problem. It's fine. Okay, calm
Okay.
down. It's not a problem. Interesting. It must be
Right.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
why we are doing it. So we're talking about listening,
Mm-hmm.
reading, writing, and speaking.
Yeah.
Now you got it, right? Let's talk about
Açmaz
listening.
ndowooza akisitulwedo kane yaprado.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Let's talk
Okay.
about listening.
Listening. Oh, listening is one of my favorite parts. I guess it's really easy for all students.
Mhm.
According to some questionnaires, like
Mhm.
it's the easiest part of English language. But for the beginning, it actually is not. Like it's kind of hard to adapt your ears into English, because English has a lot of accents. Even if we don't like let the American accent alone, like actually the British accent has 26 slangs. Can you imagine? It's
Mhm.
actually in there are 26 different like parts of England, and the language that they speak is actually different
Different.
to some
Exactly.
extent, that even one from one region find it hard to understand from one on the another region. Can you
Oh my
imagine?
gosh.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to adapt your ears into all kind of speakers, all their speech. But don't worry, YouTube helps a lot in that regard.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's the best teacher actually.
Mhm.
And also it's really important for teachers to find a book which really includes all of the parts, like the four parts, not only because some teachers I have noticed that they teach only grammar stuff, but
Yeah.
after when it comes to like they are really masters monsters at grammar part, but when it comes to using them, implementing them in their speech or like essays. I really find it a luck, something that
Exactly. Yeah.
actually English, you know, they are so much into stuff of learning formulas in grammar stuff, but it's a mistake, I guess, a kind of course it helps, of course it helps at the end, but still teachers should comprehend, you know, just include all of the areas like four skills into one book. So we chose a book called Navigate that, you know, includes all of the parts like the four skills. So we didn't have any challenge to you know, understand the English speaker, you know, because at the end of each unit we have some videos, so we watched them. And then so it was the mix of, and I would go home and I watch something in English, come to study center, watch something in English. It was all in English, so I hadn't any challenges when it comes to listening skills. So yeah,
What
it
about type
just
of questions?
questions.
We have got like multiple choice
Multiple
questions, you know, the
choice,
twins, let's say.
headings. Let's
No,
say headings is also have exists in listening skills
exactly.
too,
Yeah,
right?
we do
And
have this.
also table completion tasks. Like, actually, you can, if imagine, you know, all of the. It looks like kind of a I would just want to give an example to you. If you know the all of the parts of, you know, if you have watched a lot of videos, or if you have you know, read a lot of books about how to ride a car, but you haven't tried it even once, then you wouldn't be able to like drive a car. Yeah. So it's really important kind of to both know the techniques, both know the, you know, the rules on the road. Otherwise you would get a fee, you know, on the second day of your
Exactly.
car driving from radar. You know, there are a lot of radars actually on the road. So it's really important both to know the rules and also to do it on practice actually.
Exactly. You should do
And
practice.
doing, you know, doing learn your general English is the practice of it, and the learning techniques and stuff are the rules of riding a car. You wouldn't do well on either if you don't know either. So
You got it.
you
Exactly.
should mix them actually. But
So overall, for listening, you should listen as much as possible, listen a lot, and then just practice. That's it.
The
That's
rule
it.
is simple. If you want to speak
Exactly.
well, then speak. If you want to write well, then write. If you
What?
want to listen and understand, just listen and understand. If you want to read and understand, just read and understand. No any kind of magic here. It's all about discipline. Your it's all about, you know, your inner gut that keeps you uh, you know, on the road, like, I mean, further and further.
Further,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there is a little guy telling you,
Yeah.
never give up, go
Yeah,
on, right?
go on, don't give up. It's just a one step away. So yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's actually all about practicing. So no any
So
kind
you
of
just
magic.
gave the answer here, you know, for all sections. Like you said, for listening, just listen, read a lot, try to speak a lot, and then you should write. That's it.
Yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
We don't have any
So
secret.
for the sake of not making it too simple, like maybe we will continue to focus on each section so that we can help students to
Yeah, if you want, we
learn
can give
it on.
exactly.
Yeah, because it's 2 hour podcast. If we go into each skills, it would be too long, you know. It would be
Exactly.
even 4 hours, because there are a lot of hella lot of ways actually to to improve all of areas. So
Damn
yeah,
right.
so yeah,
You got it.
further and further we are going to focus on each section and teach some, because to by the way, I have also you know, not only I have learned some techniques for each you know, skills, but I have created a technique for myself too that I haven't heard anyone from YouTube or
Wow.
from the internet. I have actually created some techniques.
Don't you
and
want to tell us?
he's kind of looking me weird, but I have actually told him, maybe like he maybe
You
didn't
did?
pay attention
Uh-huh.
or I don't know. But in the future we have the plan to, you know, to keep, you know, unmask all the secrets for skills. So
Exactly.
don't forget to follow. So yeah.
That's it, right? Okay, so I think that's it.
Yeah,
It was
I feel like,
enjoyable. Yeah, I
yeah.
feel like that's it, right? We have talked about your childhood, about your interests, about your
Hobbies.
future
Mm-hmm.
hobbies,
Future too.
everything. So
Yeah.
what can I say? Thank you very much.
Oh,
I'm
thank
super
you very
happy to be
much
a host
too.
around here.
Yeah, yeah.
So what can I say, guys? If you like the video, just post. Just you can you can
Mm.
do this. If you
Yeah,
have an
this
idea,
and this,
something like that. If you have any ideas, just please write the comments. And I'm super happy to be here. Thank you very much. This is our second
Yeah, thank
podcast.
you too very much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What can I say? Like peace, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
peace.
Have a good day.
It's our kind of,
Oh my God,
yeah,
that's it,
sign.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much too.
Thank you
Like,
too. It was very
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Thank you. You make a really good host, by the way.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it was a little hard, but
Yeah.
anyway, I enjoyed. That
I
was
enjoyed
something else.
too.
You
So
know,
yeah, bye. Bye.
I drank my water. That's why I stopped.
Oh, it's full actually. Because I was too busy with speaking.
Are you still recording, bro? Let's finish.